everyone, and welcome to White Light. Let me introduce you to the energy and the spirit of this sacred environment that I've created right here in downtown Almonte. I originally purchased the Trinity table that you'll see in a few minutes almost 12 years ago. And the Trinity table is actually made out of 500 pounds of solid oak. And it's made by an individual who has since passed on last December. His name is Jim Harmon. And Jim worked at NASA, and he came up with the idea of having a table that spins counterclockwise, that brings you into your theta. And when you're in theta, that's where you heal. So in 1998, I was off in Washington visiting my own spiritual mentor at that time. It's now become Carolyn Mace. But at that time, I was visiting Mary in Washington, D.C. And she had this Trinity table, and I fell in love with it. And basically what the table does when you're in theta is where, as I said, that healing takes place. So when you are spinning counterclockwise, 4 turns per minute, you go into total rest, release, and just letting go. And what I like to coin, letting spirit have you. Some people experience the angelic realms. Some people experience past lives, if that's what you believe in. Some people just go on there to have a good sleep. Originally, Jim had made this table for drugs and alcoholics, because when we're in that state, that is when we are in that peace and release and relaxation and allowing spirit to have us, is where we go into our truth, so that we stop seeking any addiction of any sort from the outside. We go inside and then release the spirit to the outside. So here we are in our Trinity table room, and above me you'll see a picture of Archangel Uriel, who's the guardian angel of the White Light and our Trinity table. The picture was actually developed and painted for us by a young lady in Perth by the name of Lori Winters. Uriel is the angel of clarity. So when you want clarity in anything, whether it's your mind, body, spirit, going deep inside the soul of you, this is the place to come. And here is an example of one of the tools, our Trinity table. You'll note that we're spinning counterclockwise, and it's 4 turns per minute. You do not get dizzy. We put something over your eyes with the easy listening music in the background. The frequency of music also, when it penetrates into the skin cells and down to the root and brings you up through all that chakras, you get a chance and an opportunity to fully rest, release, and let go. So take a deep breath, sweetie. The music up for you. And just go into total. Anything that comes up in your mind, just release. Anything comes up in your body, just breathe through it. Just focus on rest. Just knowing that you're surrounded by archangels, especially Archangel Uriel, our guardian of clarity. So, welcome. The Trinity table is only one of the tools that I use here at White Light. Most of you know by now that I've already studied with Carolyn Mace since 2002. I'm a sacred contract archetype consultant. So you want to know yourself, I'm brutal. We're not going to go into all the fancy of what you want to be. It's what your fate is on this planet. And how do you reach your destiny? And how do you know that? Who are you? What's your passion? Do you know how many 50-year-olds come into this business and I ask what your passion is and they have no idea? I won't until I allow you to go deep inside yourself and answer it. But you're not going to answer it till you get what I call up here into the 8th chakra. And you do that by going into the collective, which is where our archetypes reside. The other work I do, in 2003, I became a certified ATP, which is Angel Therapist Practitioner, with none other than Doreen Virtue. And then I went back to see Doreen to become certified as a medium, because it's very, very helpful with the Trinity table. And And of course, most of us now are Reiki or Reiki masters, and I do have my Reiki masters. I don't teach Reiki. There's so much out there and so many people doing this wonderful work that what I do with Reiki is I help you when you're on the Trinity table, or if I'm looking at your chart, or if we're doing other things within a workshop. I hold workshops here once a month, the last Sunday of every month. I hold angel workshops the first Monday evening of every month. I'm also the creator of Power Up Your Life and Breakfast with Soul. Breakfast with Soul started originally at a little coffee shop here in downtown Almont by the name of Grounds, and I would just sit and wait to see who would come in. Once in a while there'd be 2, and it got to be 22. So we started forming and getting together the last Friday of every month for Breakfast with Soul. There's no fee. We get together just to discuss what's going on. This Friday, for instance, we'll be praying of doing a prayer circle for children that have passed on, and of course the tragedy that's just taken place. And we're also collecting gifts for the Lamb Ginfo House. That's just one of the things that to give you an example of what Breakfast with Soul is actually about. We just don't sit down and talk about any victimization. It really is about how do we empower ourselves, our community, and globally. Now let me tell you about Power Up Your Life. Power Up Your Life is a biannual event that we have created here right in downtown Almont. My very first one, we invited Dr. Mona Lisa Schultz to come in for 3 days of intuitive living. And then Mona Lisa came back the following March, and we did a 3-day intensive workshop with Mona Lisa on intuitive living. Last September, we had none other than Andrew Harvey. And for those of you that aren't familiar with Andrew, Google him, andrewharvey.net. Andrew is considered to be the greatest mystic of our time at this present time. He's very good friends with the Dalai Lama and has wonderful connections around the planet. That we had him here in Almont for 3 full days was such a blessing. We did our workshop on creating how to power up your life through creating hope in our world, in our own individual selves, and in our community. I like to coin the phrase, in unity within our community to nourish mind, body, spirit. So Power Up Your Life and these events help us do that. For this 2013, we are powering up our lives in Bali, and Andrew Harvey is going to be with us and doing daily workshops there. I'm in the process of finishing a book on how to power up your life in 12 steps and doing a deck of cards where I've included the drawings from the community. There'll be 12 from the youth, there'll be 12 from the elderly, and the other 12 will be in between. I have 2 young ladies working on that. So these are just some of the things that I can do them, you can do them. It's just a matter of understanding and going into the creative intuition that's you. Understanding that yes, you can power up, or you can allow Spirit to have you by believing in something bigger than yourself. And here at White Light, if that sounds foreign to you, walk into our door and we are only too happy to help you. Because after all, it's not me, it's you. Just listening to your own intuitive self and showing up to the soul of who you are.